Tiger Face Nail Art Tutorial by Hotpinkzebrapolish. Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be making a tiger themed nail art design. It's just a gorgeous tiger portrait, face portrait that I just absolutely love. I love tigers. I love just about any animal, so saying that is, I love animals. But this one's going to be a tiger, and it's based off this ring that I just got from EnoyOurs, and there'll be a link to that in the description box below if you're interested, as well as a discount code. And as you can see, I love animal jewelry of any variety, and so I was really excited to get this tiger ring. But I hope you like it, and don't forget to click subscribe to my future videos as well. Begin by painting all of your nails with 1 to 2 coats of white nail polish. So here's the tiger ring that I am going to be basing this design off of. It's got these little paws that wrap around and hold onto your finger underneath it, and they do stretch, so the ring is on the smaller side. So if you have small hands like I do, it fits really pretty well. If your hands are larger, it probably won't fit. It does stretch some, but not too much. As you can see, I did have a little trouble getting it off, but I'm not too worried about it because I know it's going to stay on that way. And the painting on there was actually way better than I thought it was going to be. It was actually really pretty. So I'm going to be on my thumb with orange nail polish that I suddenly just went off camera there for a moment, and a little piece of a sponge. I'm going to sponge down the bridge of the tiger's nose as well as under his eyes. So it's almost like a T going across your nail, which is pretty easy to think of if you just think of it that way. And then switching to some brown polish, I'm going to be just darkening a little bit right on the sides of where his nose are, and then right underneath his eyes, just a little bit to add a little bit more color in there. Make it a little, the more layers you add, the more depth it's going to be. And doing this sponging almost has a fur type style texture to it, so that makes the rest of this design way easier than if you did this with paint. So then I applied a gold shimmer nail polish over the top of it. That does blend out some of that sponging a little bit, as well as sort of turn down the white nail polish that's in the background and make it a little bit more in that fur type family, because that shimmer also adds, I think, it doesn't look like fur. I mean, nobody's gonna think, oh, you have fur in your nails, but it has it's not so solid. It's broke up a little bit. So now I'm going to be doing all of his details with some black paint, and I started out with his nose, which is really easy to find the placement of it because it's at the bottom of all of that sponging that you did. And then add just a little bit of a line down his nose for his split lip. And then I'm going to be adding his eyes, and as I did this a second ago, I added 2 little placement dots for the corner of his eyes. And if you make sure that those are even from side to side, it's way easier to make sure that the eyes themselves are going to be symmetrical because you have a base. They're planted in place. So you got sort of an easier way of going about that. So then I'm going to be adding the details and the stripes to his face. So I'm just going to add a couple little, sort of like a dashed stripe under his eyes. And then for his forehead, they're a little bit wrinkly almost up there. So just add all kinds of V's that go, sometimes they're right side up, sometimes they're upside down. Just little thin lines like that. That's going to give them that forehead wrinkly look. And then start adding some stripes on their cheeks. And you can look at a tiger picture. Tigers all have different stripe patterns. So you can see they have some similar type things on their faces. And then I'm going to be adding a couple little polka dots for the lines of whiskers. So I did 3 lines of polka dots just like that. And anyways, as I was saying though, with the stripes, they do vary from tiger to tiger, so they don't have to be the same. And you can look at a picture and base it off of a different tiger. And then I also added his pupils in his eyes. And then with some pink, I'm just going to be pinkening up the nose a little bit, make it a little bit less of that orange color, and it's going to make it show up a little bit better as well. And then inside the eyes, add green. I always think of cats having green eyes because, well, my cat has green eyes, so that's what I immediately think of when I think of cat. Plus, the green with that orange color for his fur is really going to make both colors stand out because green and orange are close to opposite colors on a color wheel. They're going to really just make each other pop. And then I'm going to be taking some white and I'm going to be highlighting right underneath his nose and then around his eyes a little bit. And the other thing with adding that gold polish over the top of the entire nail before is these highlights are then possible. If your nail was white, adding a white highlight is going to do no good at all because it would just blend in. So this way it does actually highlight. And then a little highlight reflection in his eyes. I'm then going to take and I forgot to do this before, outline his nose just a little bit, just the bridge of his nose to make that stand out a little bit more. That was an afterthought, so that's why I did that after the rest of it was all done. For the index, middle, and pinky nails, I'm going to start by creating a gradient that goes from brown to orange to white. So I applied those 3 colors onto a makeup sponge, and then I'm going to sponge them on first coat. Here's the second coat. And then after I have both coats on there, sorry, pretty much all you see is the back of my hand, I'm going to be adding a layer of that gold shimmery polish on top of that, blend the colors, and once again make the white a little less intense. And then with black paint, I'm going to go through and add the stripes. And for the tiger stripes, unlike with zebra print where I put them, the stripes, they all kind of like, they go in a certain direction, and I switch it up from nail to nail. With the tigers, I want to keep it so that it kind of all seems like it's pointing down. That's the direction that this wants to go, because tigers are their darkest at the top of their back, and then they get progressively lighter as you get towards their stomach. And so for this tiger, the stripes just kind of want to keep them going in the same direction. So you can choose what direction you go. I would just keep it the same though from nail to nail so it looks like it makes sense. And it's basically zebra print, so if you're used to doing zebra print, that works out really well. And then on the ring nail, I'm going to do just half a face. So I start out by adding 1/2 of a T. It kind of reminds me of a cactus on here. Add some of that brown, the gold shimmer polish, and then I'm going to go through and do another face. But this time, like I said, it's just half a face, which is significantly easier because you don't have to worry about symmetry at all, which symmetry is probably the hardest thing, I think, in painting if you're trying to get something symmetrical. Then again, if you're trying to make something not symmetrical, if you're like me, it's going to be symmetrical whether you want it to or not. So in this circumstance where it's just one side, that's not even a concern whatsoever. So you can just go ahead and start painting it. And you do see a little bit more of those cheek stripes on this guy, and it's a little bit bigger on the nail. So there's a little bit more to see there. So really do make sure that you have a tiger picture that you're looking at, or this design if you want to make, just so that the stripes do look like a tiger's stripes actually are. And on their face, it's not stripes, they're sometimes a little bit spots, they're purposefully random, I guess. They're not just straight lines going in the same direction, but there's a method to the madness. And so then I also added the pink in the nose, the green in the eye, along with a little highlight. And then the last thing I'm going to do is apply a layer of a really shiny top coat on top of these. And that shimmer that I have in the background, I actually wore these for Earth Day. It looks amazing. It's not so intense, so it just kind of blends the colors and looks really good. So like I said, happy Earth Day. I know it's belated. I was going to try to get this video up yesterday. It just didn't happen. I hope you all had a very Earth safe day yesterday. Please share your creations with me on Facebook and Instagram. I would love to see them, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.